Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, today is a double featured request. Now, what I mean by that is two people asked for a very similar request, so I put them together. So, the Who Will Fight Adam Taurus request was by Blake Belladonna, shout out to you, and the Who Will Defeat Adam Taurus was requested by Madness in My Mind. So shout out to you as well. Now that we are officially in RWBY season, I thought this would be the perfect time to do this request. So this can allow us to speculate who's going to fight Adam, who will be the one to defeat Adam, and see where this goes, and see how Volume 6 plays out. So sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So looking at Adam Taurus for a minute, think about him as his sense of justice led him to a path filled with spite and hatred. A character who is truly controlled by his own anger. Now, when we look at Adam, he has basically turned everybody against him. The humans, obviously, because of the racism between the human and the Faunus, and as a Faunus himself, having to deal with that discrimination, as well as the White Fang, and what he did with them, and how he basically took over, and then threw everybody against him whenever he ran away from Haven. So, to look at it, Adam really doesn't have anyone else, and Blake Belladonna, who was somebody that he had a relationship with, he obviously has turned her against him by his actions as well. So Adam, at this point, has become his own worst enemy. And to see how far this has gone now, seeing how much anger has consumed his character, at this point, that's all that really drives his character, is hatred and anger. And now, because of what's happened, he obviously is going to go after Blake because of the mockery she put on him in Volume 5. So chasing after Blake and getting revenge on her is going to be his #1 priority. This is what Adam is going to do now at this point. So this really leads you to ask the big question, though. Who is going to be the one to actually fight and take down Adam? Because when you think about it, there are some characters that come to mind that obviously are going to be the ones to actually fight Adam and defeat him. But here's the one thing that I think we should do. We should take a look at all of Ozpin's group and dissect it a little bit and talk about why and why not some of these characters will actually fight and will not fight Adam Taurus. So, first off, out of Ozpin's group, let's take a look at Crow. Now, when it comes down to Crow, I don't think he's going to be the one to actually fight Adam. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to give any spoilers because I have a big opinion on this, and I will get that out next week. But when it comes to Crow, something is going to happen, I think, personally. But I don't think Crow is actually going to be in on the action, because I don't think that he will currently be present during that fight. So I'm not really going to go too far into that right now. But looking at Oscar, I don't think Oscar will. And here's my reason for that. Because Oscar has an issue with Ozpin, I would say, and I think that this is going to conflict with that. Now, Oscar, I think, would try to assist, but I don't think right now, I don't think at the time being Oscar would fight, and Ozpin would also probably say this is their battle, let them handle it. So, I think there are some conflicting issues there, and I don't really see Oscar being the one to actually fight Adam. Jean, as well as the rest of Team Juniper, I don't think they're going to fight either, and I have a solid reason for that. It's because, as you see in the trailer, Team Juniper is not present with Team RWBY, and I think since they're going to be separated, I think that the fight with Adam is going to take place before they reunite, if so, because I don't really see that happening. And it's not that I wouldn't want to see them, but it's not really their fight to have. Just like with Oscar, it's not really his fight either, but at the same time, I feel Ozpin would hold Oscar back. Just as here, I think that this wouldn't be the proper fight for these characters, and I think that it might be good that Team Juniper is not in this, considering that Adam is not personally a character that really is connected to these characters. They would only be connected to him through being allies with Blake, and that's about it. So they have no connection to Adam whatsoever. Now, looking at RWBY and Weiss, on the other hand, now, there's a chance that they may fight him. But if they do, they're going to fight alongside Blake and Yang, because they are allies, and that is their team. Now, that's the chance I really see of these two actually having the hopes for fighting Adam, because it's more likely them than any of the other characters, I would have to say. And since they have their friends they want to protect, it would only make sense. So I can see that, but at the same time, I also see them not being present during this fight. Now, you're probably wondering, why would you say they wouldn't be present? Well, my reason for this is because there may be something that separates them from Blake and Yang, which Adam may do that himself. He may try to do that. And I would not be surprised, considering that Adam seems like the kind of individual to try to dwindle down the numbers so that he can put it in his own advantage. Now, I can see that being possible. But I'm not saying that they won't fight, because I think that there is still a chance that RWBY and Weiss could also fight alongside Blake and Yang to try to take down Adam. And if you actually think about it, this would be RWBY and Weiss's first interactions with Adam. They've never seen him, and they've never talked to him before. So that would be something interesting to actually see. The interactions between RWBY and Weiss and Adam. That would be something else. Now, of course, let's look at this. Blake and Yang obviously have the biggest chance to fight Adam. They have more reason than any other character. As a matter of fact, they are the only characters who really have a reason to fight against Adam. Because Adam has tormented these two, more so Blake than Yang, but he has tormented these two in a lot of ways. Now, who I want to look at first is I actually want to look at Yang first. Because when you look at Yang and you look at all that she went through due to Adam, she has PTSD now. She remembered the incident, and it has bothered her ever since she lost her arm. That was a tragic moment, and it took her from being the lovable party girl to being this mopey, gloomy, depressed individual. Someone who just lost all happiness and just became utterly depressed. Then again, you can't really blame her for that. And she has those nightmares, those fears. And that's something that goes back and haunts her. As a matter of fact, in Armed and Ready, we know that these nightmares still occur to Yang due to that song and its lyrics. So we know that this is still something that is on Yang's mind, that still traumatizes her to this very point in time. And it still bothers her. As a matter of fact, when you think about it, this is something that she still has to deal with. That we see Yang as a depressed individual. Of course, we've seen her talk about how she feels about Blake. We see her and how she feels about her mother, but we don't really hear her talking about Adam. But we know for certain that he has left a big mark on her. She has a scar on her that will never go away because of Adam. Not only that, but he has left her with PTSD, as I mentioned before. We saw this flashback in Volume 4, and that she is still traumatized. That this is a fear. This is her nightmare. He is nightmare fuel to her. And for her to really having to get over Adam, she's going to have to come face to face with Adam. And it makes perfect sense that Yang herself would do so. Because to face one's fears, you have to challenge it. And she's going to have to challenge herself by coming to terms with fighting Adam and overcoming this problem. And maybe this could also deal with her getting past her PTSD, because PTSD can last with people forever. It can be a traumatic effect that can never leave someone. Or if it does, it may even take years to get over. This is not something that somebody just gradually gets over. It takes time. You don't just get over it in the snap of the fingers and you're okay. This is something that Yang is going to have to come to terms with. And potentially, by taking on Adam, we can see this conflict, this mental problem that she has due to Adam. I would love to personally see a conflict whenever she tries to fight him, because we could see the fear that she feels that he put into her once he cut her arm off. That this could strike her when she actually sees him. And to see how she's going to respond to him. That's going to be a very interesting predicament. And who knows what kind of emotional toll it's going to put on Yang when she actually gets to see Adam in person again. But she's not the only character that should actually go up against Adam. Blake has the biggest reason, considering that she had an abusive relationship with Adam. And Adam has basically tormented her for a long time now. And even up to this point in time, Blake has still not overcome her fear of Adam either. And it's been a very unhealthy relationship, as she stated. That's why Blake herself ran away in the first place. She ran away from Adam because she feared what he could do to her, because of the abuse she went through, as she has stated. Now, the big thing is, a stalker can be a terrifying situation for anyone. because you never know what they're going to do. You don't know what kind of person they could be towards you, and this is something that put fear into Blake, and it's very understandable. It makes sense that this is a fear that is within her mind. This is why she slapped Sun, because she was afraid it was Adam following her. It makes sense. And with the abusive relationship that Adam put her through, Blake had every reason to have herself at arm's length when it comes to anyone, because an abusive relationship can do that to others. And when we see in Volume 5 that Blake is going to be sent back to Adam once Ilya had captured her, when she says, "Oh yes, we're going to take you back to Adam," she is terrified. This fear still looms over her. And even after the 6 to 8 month time skip, Blake was still afraid of Adam. And it shows how much control through fear Adam has had over Blake. And Adam has always loomed over Blake. He has always had this control over her. And this is something that she has not really tried to face yet. She did in a sense with Haven, but that wasn't really played out all that well, let's be fair. And now it's not going to be a group of Faunus there to actually back her up. This time it's going to be her versus him. And I would like to see this because she has to face her fear. Just like with Yang, this is going to be that situation with Blake as well. Blake is going to have to overcome her abuser, her tormentor. And to come to this challenge, to come to finally take him down, is a good thing to finally put a close to Blake's character arc. He is the character that is going to close her arc. And this is something that she has to do for character development, to progress herself, to finally say, I no longer have a fear anymore, or at least one concerning her past. Now in the future, yeah, there could be fears considering where the war between Osmond and Salem will go. I could get that. But when it comes to her past, she can finally move past it with ending Adam. But if I had to say who should defeat Adam Taurus, now here's the big thing here. Blake and Yang, I think personally, should be the ones to end this, because if they combine their strength together, I think this could really bond them as characters. Bond Blake and Yang and try to help them overcome the problems that Yang has with Blake currently. And then, of course, this could also help Yang with her issues and the traumatization that Adam has put upon her, and maybe even help her get past that PTSD. And at the same time, we could also probably even see Blake help Yang through this trying time, as well as Yang help Blake through this trying time. It could be two characters being there for each other that are up against their tormentor, up against the person who has put this fear, put this stress, this problem within their lives. And I would really like to see them combo together and beat Adam at the same time. I'd like to see them deliver the final blow together to actually take down Adam. I think that would be an excellent thing to actually do, and I think it'd be a great way to end Adam's character and these two characters' arcs. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and share this with your friends if you found this informative or useful. Well, anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow can always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.